And we're live here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive. I'm really excited. We have Liz Urbina here. She's a certified nutrition coach, and she specializes in helping women over 40 with their gut. So this is going to be a great, I think this, really resonate. Everyone watching will really resonate with Liz. And I'm excited to have her. So Liz, thank you for being here.
Oh, thank you for having me, Derek. I've been excited about our talk today.
Yeah, me too. So tell everybody a little bit about you, who you are, where you're from, and what you do.
Yeah, thank you. So hello, everybody. I am Liz Urbina. I am a former engineer who shifted, well, after 22 years practicing engineering in 3 different continents, I pivoted really, really hard into becoming a nutrition coach and specializing in gut health for women. I am also the mom of a 21-year-old smoothie lover, green smoothie lover, the wife of a former picky eater. So if you have picky eaters at home, hey, I got you. I got you too. And what got me into this was really, as usual, my own pain, my own hitting down the ground really hard. Um, and for me, this started over 15 years ago when I was grinding, moving from countries, starting my career in different countries. Well, at the time with a 3-year-old, with me, being a single mom during the week because my husband was working far away from home at the time. And so surviving on coffee, on a lot of caffeine, to be honest, a lot of quick fixes, fast food, frozen meals, all of the things. And my nightly glass of wine, of course, because I deserved it. Like after every hard day at work, like that was my unwinding and deserving treat. And even though I was struggling, like my body was showing signs that, hey, this is all not going all too well. I mean, I was young. I was in my early 30s. I felt strong. I always have been an active girl. And so, and in my mind, being active gave me permission to abuse myself, in other aspects, in other areas, and nutrition was one of those. And so my digestion was a mess. I was bloated and constipated. That was my daily issue. um I wouldn't have bowel movements in over a week, like in over 7 days. My doctor said it was fine, just take this lodge and you will go once a week and that's totally fine. Most women struggle with that, he said. And so I thought it was normal. And then I started developing this cystic acne, adult acne that I didn't even have in my youth. And well, the doctor also said, well, that's that happened to some women, hormonal changes and stuff like that, stress. So just take these antibiotics and you'll be fine. And so I did. And of course, antibiotics didn't help my gut at all. And on top of that, I was super stressed out, had a lot on my plate, yada yada. But I also had a lot of reasons not to change a thing, just to keep going and keep doing what I was doing. Like I don't have time. I know nobody's gonna like, changing the way we're eating, and I was not gonna be like catering for, like, my son is not gonna like, changing the way we're eating. He loves the pizza on, at night and all of the things. So I did have a very long list of reasons. And, I today I tell this to my clients that the most common way we sabotage ourselves and give away our power is by thinking that we actually do not have the power, convincing ourselves that we do not have the power. And the other thing I also say is that when we keep fighting for our limitations, we get to keep them. I was fighting very hard for keeping my limitations until I wanted to give my son a brother or sister. I mean, we've been away from my home country, Venezuela. He didn't have any, any extended family, other kids in the family to play with. And I was like, oh, I want my son to really experience that. And in my early 30s, when I wanted to do that, that was not happening. And the day that I walked out the fertility clinic with the word unexplained secondary infertility, like planted in my forehead, that was the day that I hit rock bottom. And of course, at the time, I didn't make any of the connections, right? I was like blaming everything and everyone, bad luck, the one up there, everything. Like, why is this happening to me, right? But what I realized is that, first of all, I was not aware that the reality I was living, it was actually the cumulative consequences of the choices I had been making. So that was the first hard truth I had to swallow. And I started realizing that when I found my first nutrition mentor, because I was trying to have a baby, another baby. And instead of hearing what all of the other people were telling me, no, you have to take hormones, you have to do this, you have to just, I have never been a smoker. They never talked about the wine piece, the alcohol piece, right? So when I was asked for the first time, hey, are you pooping? I was like, whoa, what does this has to do with wanting to become pregnant? And that was the beginning of me becoming aware that my choices had shaped my reality. So that was like, and of course, we cannot change something we are not aware of, right? And then the second thing was accepting it, accepting that reality. Like, yeah, this is happening. And the thing is that accepting doesn't mean settling for it, doesn't mean giving up. It's actually the stepping stone to taking back our power. So that's how it was for me. And taking back the power was like starting implementing all of these changes, not just for myself, but for my entire family, and experiencing that. So I didn't give birth to another child, but I thank my unborn child every single day because it transformed my life and the life of my entire family to just not have that child.
Wow. It's a beautiful story. And you shared a lot, so we really appreciate your vulnerability and you're willing to share all that. There's a few things in there that I'm sure really resonate with everyone. First of all, you said that you started your day with coffee and lots of caffeine, and then you ended your day with that glass of wine or maybe two, and you deserved it. And then it becomes a cycle, right? Oh, because you had the glass of wine, I need the coffee now in the morning so I can get my day
Function.
going. Right. And then at the end of the day, oh, I deserve some wine. So then it just keeps going over and over and over again. So I'm sure a lot of people in the audience are really doing the same thing and not even thinking about it, right? And they're, oh, maybe, maybe they're young and they're in their 20s or 30s or whatever, wherever they're at, and they're like, yeah, I'm active and I still feel okay, so I can do it, right?
Exactly. And that's exactly the way I was thinking, right? I'm active. Even though I was like maybe 15 pounds overweight, I had never been like, that was not the main issue for me. I didn't make a big thing about it. Of course, I was not happy with the way the genes were fitting, but okay, that's just part of, growing older or whatever. But yeah, I have had a lot of clients who come to me after thinking, that yeah, that not making again those connections between how the body is gonna send us the bill. Our body is
Mm,
gonna send us the bill sooner or later. And
yeah.
exercise doesn't undo the damage that an unbalanced nutrition does. You may not be gaining the weight, but there's something happening in every single cell of your body. For me, my ovaries were the age of a woman in her 50s when I was 34.
Oh, wow.
And so what else was aging that fast inside of me? I was not seeing any wrinkles on my face other than the acne I was dealing with, which, by the way, disappeared completely without me even trying, because I was just trying to have another baby, right? So that's the kind of thing that I invite, and my hope, unfortunately, we're living in this age where it is just natural a human thing to wait until life forces us to change for us to start taking the steps, right?
Yeah.
My hope is that with work like that you do and that I do, we invite and inspire people to start taking proactive actions, and not instead of waiting for life to push them to take the action. So
Yeah. 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 What was that moment for you that you realized I need to get a nutrition coach or I need to start looking at my nutrition? Because it sounds like, you did all these things and the doctors were telling you you were doing all the right things, but when did you realize you needed to do something about what you were eating?
yeah, I actually was not looking for a nutrition mentor. I was looking for an alternative. I was like, well, this is this it? Like, do I have to just take the no from the fertility clinic and just be happy with that? Well, I was not happy with that, obviously. So I started looking for, okay, what else is out there? And when I started looking into that, I started learning about how so many things affect our fertility for men and for women. And I started, just going on the internet. You start reading about, oh, alcohol. Actually, it's not only a neurotoxin; it's a cellular toxin. So all our cells, and it becomes even more toxic after we break it down inside our own bodies. You see, like when I started reading these things, like being an engineer, that engineering brain of mine just took me into going into the science of things. And so when I learned, you know what? Alcohol, yes, breaks down in the liver, and in the first stage at which it breaks down, it actually becomes 10 times more toxic than what it was when you drank it. That's why we get the headaches and and the lousiness and the back disturbances after we drink it. It's not just because of what we're drinking, and it might be the most expensive wine or the most expensive liquor you had. But it's just that the breakdown process is making it so much more toxic in itself before your body is able to get rid of it. So yes, you will eventually get rid of it, but it's going to cause so much damage in the process of getting rid of it, right? That goes beyond the liver. Everybody thinks about the liver, right? Like, yeah, well, yes, I know and I know it can damage my liver, but yeah, it's not just your liver. So just learning about those little things like that, like fried foods is another one. Like I was eating fries probably every other day of my life. And it's not the potatoes the problem. It's the oils, the overheated oils, and how those oils are actually transformed in a venom, in like actually, poison for your cells. And so, you think about it and it's like, okay, well, it's just a little bit of French fries, like how bad that can be. But think about it. It's like I always like comparing this with finances, with our money. Everybody loves money, right? So I always say people, well, you know how your credit card debt can become, like a snowball and accumulate, and all of a sudden, if you don't pay it off on time, it can become like from a small thing into a big, huge debt. Well, the same is happening with our cells. So I was having the coffee loaded with sugar and cream in the morning, right? And then I was having maybe a donut or, like whatever quick snack that was my breakfast. And then I was going to go for a burger and fries for lunch. And then, there was a meeting in the afternoon at the office, and maybe they had some whatever cookies in there. So I might as well grab a cookie and soda because that's what they give and on these meetings, right? And then it was time to come back home, and just thinking about what to make for dinner, it made me anxious. It gave me like jitters. So I would stop by, the Papa John's or the Mucho, like Taco Bell or whatever it was, pick up something on the go and bring it home. And everybody was happy, right? And I thought I was so smart. I was saving time. I was saving dishes. I was like, my son was happy. And by the way, my son was also having health issues that the doctor couldn't figure out or explain. Skin issues, allergies out of nowhere that disappeared when we changed the way we were nurturing our bodies. So it goes so way beyond the weight loss. Like for me, just weight loss is just a side effect. And by the way, I am back and have been back to my first pregnant weight and size. And I'm 47. Like, and it's pretty normal for me, effortlessly. Like I don't even have a how do you call that? I don't even know how it's called. I don't even weigh myself at home at all, right? So it goes so much beyond that. Is the way how your energy is how you're thinking about, is actually I always tell my clients, you are not what you eat. You are what your body is capable of absorbing.
Mm.
So you might be, and I hear a lot of the times women or people telling me, well, I eat pretty well, but I still feel like crap. Well, you might not be absorbing the nutrients from the foods that you're eating. So you might be eating the best diet ever, but if you're not absorbing it, you're either um, creating nutrient deficiencies in your body, and that's going to show somehow.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So what are some maybe signs that you're not absorbing the right amount of nutrition in your body? And
Yes.
what are some steps if they are not, if you are feeling those kind of symptoms, what are some steps that you can take in order to start getting on the right track?
Yes, I love this question. Thank you for asking. Any kind of digestive imbalance. Bloating is not normal. Bloating is a sign that your body is reacting with inflammation to something, right? To something that you are actually eating, especially if it happens after you eat, which is what usually happens. So constipation, of course, if things are not moving, and I love telling my clients, we should work like babies. Babies eat and they go. We should exactly work the same way. If you are not there, I'm sorry, you are constipated.
Mm.
And if you're not going at least once a day, every day, you are very constipated. I get here all the time, I go every 2 days or every 3 days and I feel fine. Well, think twice. So things like migraines, joint pains that you're not, doctors call it, oh, you're having arthritis. Well, what is that? That's inflammation happening in your joints, inflammation happening in your brain, delicate and small blood vessels. And when you are not, I love explaining my clients, if you are not releasing the waste from your body regularly, that waste is sending toxins back to your blood, which is recirculating everywhere in your body. So because we are all different, because we have different weaknesses and strengths, we all respond differently to these toxins recirculating in our body. So for some people it's the migraines, right? For some people might be the joint pain. For some people it might be fatigue, like chronic fatigue, brain fog, things like that. For some people is, oh my gosh, I cannot get rid of this weight I have been, no matter what I eat, it looks like your metabolism slows down because you have too much toxins happening in your body. For women, especially in their 40s and 50s, it's exacerbated perimenopause or menopause symptoms. Because guess what? When your gut is not functioning well, one of the things your gut does, and this is something we don't realize, and I didn't make this connection wanting to have a baby either, you have a specialized bacteria in your gut that helps you break down and get rid of excess hormones and toxins. So when we don't have those bacteria or enough of those bacteria, then we accumulate those toxins, and those toxins and these excess hormones create imbalances in our own hormonal cycles. And this happens for women and for men. And so we are holistic beings and everything is connected. And so it might not, I really invite people to think, okay, are you really feeling fine? Or are there signs and symptoms, skin issues? And that was a big one on me. I cannot tell you how much money I spent trying to fix my skin from the outside. All kinds of treatments, like the most expensive stuff that was out there, all of it, I did it. Nothing worked until I changed from the inside. You see, like I, I cannot tell you enough on how this shows in so many different ways. And then for your second question, what can people start doing? We are all different because we are unique, but there are certain things that work for everybody. And most of them we know, actually. And one of them is just go back to the basics. Just try to eat less from boxes and packages and more from the foods that nature provides us naturally. Closer to that version, that natural version of the foods. Start moving, spend more time in the produce area of your grocery store than in the other aisles that are in there, right? Put more colors on your plate. And colors not from food coloring, not from candy, like from fruits and vegetables. Try new things, right? Variety is key. And
Mm.
so variety in, like, I get people stuck on chicken and potatoes or meat and potatoes, right? And they meal plan and meal prep and they eat the same thing 5 days in a row, right? And it's like, well, it might be practical, but I teach my clients a better way to do it that involves more variety in their meals. And we need variety for nutrients and for maintaining our gut microbiome, those friendly bacteria in our gut.
Wow. Wow. So much information here. But also you just released a book recently and you have a new one coming out. Tell us a little bit about more about the things that you have coming up.
Yes, thank you. So I'm super excited to be launching my very first co-author book. It's a compilation of 15 amazing, empowering stories from women like me, and in there I share all of the nitty-gritty of my story and more. So it's called Soulful Beauty, and it's, a way to reconnect, like how we can reconnect with our true beauty that we have inside, that has been with us inside all along. And so because it's from 15 different stories of 15 different women get to taste and connect with 15 different versions of how that soulful beauty can be rediscovered and expressed. And of course, I share the one in the nutrition part and with my story. So yeah, I'll be sticking the links in down here. So
Great. Great. And how else can people find you?
so I'm all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, as Liz Urbina or Diet Free Conscious Eating. That's the name of my company. And it's literally diet free. So I'm no dieting going on here. Um, and I'm also going to drop a link to a guide that I love, with my favorite 3 foods to eat every day if you want to have a happy gut and a strong metabolism regardless of your age. If you're men or women and not eating these 3 foods every day, you are missing out. And they are super easy to incorporate in so many different ways. I actually shared 3 of my favorite recipes using these foods in the same guide. And so I'll drop the link down there for people who wants to kind of dig in and try it on their own.
Amazing. I'm definitely going to try it. So thank you for sharing that. Liz, you covered so much today. Did we miss anything? Is there anything else you want to share?
Whew. I just Let's see. I love to leave everybody here with yeah, with that I love comparing our gut and actually our body with a garden, and no garden thrives unattended, right?
Right.
So we really need to consciously put time and effort and care, nurturing care, to create the kind of health that we want today and in our future, because your choices of today are actually creating, shaping the future you, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now. So,
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is a garden and we need to nurture those seeds that we've planted and allow them to grow and, thrive, right? So thank you, Liz. If you are watching and you connected and resonated with Liz and you want to know more, she's going to drop her links in the comments. And you can check out our book, check out our social media, and just connect with her. If you have questions for her, you can put them in the comments and she'll answer them. And if you need anything else, let us know. Thank you again. If you like what we're doing here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive and you want to be spotlighted, comment interview and we'll spotlight you. We'll share your gifts and allow you to shine. or even if you're struggling, we can be here to support you. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Liz, and we'll see everyone next time.
Thank you,
Bye.
Derek.